Hail to thee, my kindred. I hope you're all having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and night, wherever and whenever you are. This microphone arm is being silly again because it's always silly. It's never not silly. I can't get it out of the it's makes me want to throw hands, but there is nobody to throw hands with. So I'll just keep my hands to myself, I guess. What the hell am I talking about? I don't know. I'm a little more excited, I guess. I don't know. Excited is not the right word. Befuddled and energetic, perhaps, but not excited. Ay. I had a Subway sandwich. Haven't done that in a while. From what I remember, Subway sandwiches haven't exactly been the most economic recently, but it is what it is. Hey. Sorry, my mind's like somewhere else. My brain is braining. I gotta stop trying to like do multiple things at once. What's the last thing I did? What happened last time? We were gardening. That's all I remember. We were in the garden because Bunny character said, "Get over here," and then everybody's over here, and our character is like, "What the hell are we doing?" And I'm wondering what the hell we are doing. And I think we talked to a couple of folks here and there about that. I forgot his name, but leader guy who's supposed to be the club leader, but or we were talking about him and what we were gonna do. What else? You know what? I'm just gonna stop trying to like remember things because I'm just like being quiet in like my attempts to remember. That's not exciting for anybody. I mean, I could go back a little bit, but yeah, whatever. I give him a nudge in the right direction. Seth glanced furtively at me, but eventually sat next to the flower bed. As for me, I must go get a broom. I don't think that Clover is going to clean up the consequences of the accident. Hold it from the bottom. Yeah, just like that. I don't even remember what voices I gave anybody. You're not bad at that. Come on, a little bit. Pull harder. Come on. Right, Clover is the excited one. Merope is the little wolf gal or whatever. And Clover's the bunny. Was David the possum guy? Yeah. Right, David is the possum guy. No, wait. No, hold on. I'm thinking about the two-tailed guy. Two-tailed guy is not David. That's, what was his name? We'll get there when we get there. He's here too, I'm pretty sure. I've heard the noise, a noise of falling bodies. I quickened my pace and reached the scene. The broom treacherously slipped out of my hands. What the hell just happened? Nothing at all. We're just digging up the flowers. I wasn't here for about 2 minutes, but during this time, chaos managed to spread and conquer even more territory. And the whole yard is subdued with dirt. Damn. Seth told me that he never did it before, but I think he's doing great. I looked at Seth, who was sitting quite confused. Is this your doing? It wasn't bad at all for your first time. good job. Yeah, sure, just lie to the guy. Wow, don't blush. Hold on, did I accidentally click? Nope. Okay, that's literally just what he said. Wow, don't blush. Everyone started with something. It took me a while to get the hang of it too. Mother is always doing something in the garden, and that's why I learned, and so will you. Why are they saying don't blush? It can't be. I come closer, but Seth turned away. Is he really abashed? Now that's certainly a word I haven't heard in a while. Abashed, wow. It's so out of his way. Is he embarrassed because he couldn't do something? I step back, don't embarrass me. I'm not doing anything. Right, so go on and do something. Okay, Seth. Seth pried some soil and abruptly raised the scoop, tipping all its content onto David. Psh, okay, I've never seen Seth so clumsy. I just can't wrap my head around it. I snatched the instrument from the hands of my tensed friend. I'd rather do it myself. You can get hurt or something. Hurt gardening, that is certainly a concern. I told ya it was a bad idea. Better sweep up. You've bombed everything here. Seth obediently picked up the broom and started cleaning. I don't know what surprised me more, the fact that Seth agreed to do the dirty work or the fact that he can be bad at something. I mean, how high in regard are we holding Seth here? He's just a dude, you know? He's just a guy. Besides, it turns out that Merope and David don't mind getting their hands dirty. They can be useful when they want to. Yeah, I kind of forgot how often they don't help our boy with anything. Kurt, that was his name. Useful for the gardening club, for example, as when it comes down to our business, they all run in the opposite directions. Merope gently shook dirt off David. Your hands are so soft. Do you take care of them in any special way, or is it natural? But I'm wearing gloves. I can feel your palms even through the cloth. But it would be great to feel the real, words, brain. It would be, fuck, I can't read. I can feel your palms even through the cloth, but it would be great to feel it, their real touch. If I take them off now, I'll definitely get my hands dirty. I'll accept them anyway. This man cannot stop flirting for like 1 second. It's just, he just must flirt. I kind of forgot about that, not gonna lie. Merope froze, apparently thinking about how to refuse. I'll save her from the annoying guy, especially since I got something to ask David. David, what about the key? Oh, right, they were supposed to... Right, I remember now. Some of the stuff that happened last time. We asked David to go... ask the teacher guy that's kind of senile to... to freaking give us the permission to go to the roof because we were wanting to watch a... What was it now? Like a meteor shower? Meteor shower. I think it was a meteor shower. Yeah, meteor shower, and then he's been kind of like tiptoeing around it, but I think he's probably got it. What? What key? Wrong answer. In case you forgot, today we're going to... Oh, you're talking about that. Everything's fine, chillax. Oh, don't tell me he actually doesn't have the key. David, come on, David. You can't do this, David. Really? Do you have it? No, but tonight the janitor will give it to me. We've discussed that. Let's pay a visit to the janitor and check. What a suspicious fellow you are. Suspicious fellow, my ass. He's just trying to make sure you actually got what you said you were gonna get. Have you considered becoming an investigator? Relax. School roof is not the center of the universe. If something goes wrong, will come to me. I think they meant coming to his place, but that's neither here nor there. Cool, but I think Kurt doesn't want to come to you. My willingness or unwillingness doesn't mean anything because Seth's family surely doesn't appreciate noisy school companies in their houseware. If you break anything, you'll be paying for it till the end of your life. Damn. Besides, Cleo can't stand me, even though we've only said hello to each other about 2 times. Ay. One little moment. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I had to do a little thing. Let me keep reading before I just forget. Let me keep going. Blah, 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 blah. Everything's fine, Kurt. Well, if you say so. Kurt does not have any faith in any of his companions at all. Never, ever. Ay. Faye! Hi, Faye. Or Ash, I should say. I got a little confused. Hi, Ash. Thank you for the follow, Ash. I appreciate it. You better not tell anybody about this, you hear me? Don't tell a single person. I'm just joking, I'm joking. How are you doing, Ash? I hope you're having a fine day. Look at these fellas. Look at them. Look at them and tell me they're not doofuses. What can be not fine? A lot of things, David. A lot of things cannot be fine. He was completely distracted from Merope, and she sighed with relief. A secret. Of course, a secret. What secrets doesn't this man keep? Seth grinned in his usual manner. Even now, dirty with a broom in his hands, he looks majestic. I am not a silly boy. Why must you call me a silly boy, Ash? I'm not silly. I am normal. Normal and unsilly. That is blasphemous. Seth grinned in his usual manner, even now. Okay, I already read that. If Kurt knows something that's. If Kurt knows, then something. Wait, did they read? No. If Kurt knows, then that's a wrong secret. Come on, tell me. Tell what? Typical family, everything's fine. Sorry, I misread a lot, Ash. You're gonna see me do that plenty of times. Listen, sometimes it's my fault, sometimes it's not. It's your fault. You're distracting me. Oh, come on. We're bros. No matter how charismatic he is, that's not enough. You know each other for less than a week, of course Seth won't tell you anything personal. As for us, we know each other most of our lives. I know much more about him than anyone here, and I've been at his place many times. Not that I don't wish anyone else to be at his house. I wonder where Romano was there. I wonder if Romano was there. I thought Romano was here. Wasn't he here? I genuinely forgot. Yes, of course, my bad. Yeah, it's your bad. That's right, take responsibility. Fragments of phrases heard at night flashed through my head. Why didn't you tell him anything? I've decided not to ask, but Seth can trust me. He must trust me. Ask about yesterday's conversation or do not intervene. Yikes. You know what? I'm just not gonna ask. Everything will be fine. And if I trust him, I must just wait until he decides to talk to me himself. Maybe there was nothing important in their conversation and I worried about nothing. Not the safe before. Listen, I must make sure that if there's any important decisions to be made, that I at least, that I save every now and again. wouldn't want to make an impossibly bad decision at the wrong time without being able to turn that back, okay? And I also have the tendency to want to know every ending, and I think this game has like 2 different endings. Just a good ending and a bad ending. I don't know what decisions influence those endings, but that's all I know. I know there's 2. With grief in half, we didn't just remove faded plants, but also swept almost the whole schoolyard. So we have different seedlings, and the teacher said nothing about how to plant them. Before that, the flowers alternated with small squares, maybe meter by 1 meter. I think we should do the same. But that's so boring! If the curator left no wish, then we can do whatever we want, right? I don't think that's how that works, but sure. I don't think that it is so. And let's leave a message for the aliens. Yeah, this chick is obsessed with aliens. That's her whole thing. She loves the aliens. Trying to explain the story behind this so far is basically we're a part of a school club that's about UFOs. That's literally our school club, and it used to be something else before, and there's kind of a mystery because our character wants to find like a weird little projector thing, but nobody tells us anything because there's some drama behind that whole situation and that piece of equipment. And this chick just likes aliens a lot. And she's a little crazy. She's a little crazy, but she's all right. Let's leave this message for the aliens. Do you think they'll understand English? It's an international language after all, but not interplanetary. Maybe it is interplanetary. Why not? Oh no, not you too. And who would ever see such a small message from outer space? Look at how sassy she can get. Well, they surely have special super magnifiers for occasions such as these. And of course, they will be looking for a message in our galaxy, and on our planet, in our city, and on the territory of the school. You're so evil. Why upset a girl? You think that's a sad face? I pointed at Clover, who began with a maniacal smile planting flowers in some kind of chaotic order. And Mr. Fighter will never trust us with this kind of work again. And that's wonderful. I don't know if this is the first time we've seen him smile like that. smiley bastard. After fussing in the soil, we all went home, and although there wasn't much time till the meeting, Seth came to me because he was afraid to catch the eye of relatives in a such untidy condition. We barely had time to take a shower and clean Seth's clothes. And we weren't late. Roma was waiting for us at the place, talking the girls' ears off. Hi guys! Roma is just an always excited fellow. I like Romano. He's just nice. Stinky? Yeah. just a little bit, you know? Working in the field, the schoolyard, the school place, planting flowers, getting dirty. You know, you're bound to be stinky, at least a little bit. He waved at us. Evan, David, and of course Todd aren't seen. Where are the others? And David went to the janitor for the keys. Evan is somewhere here too. Right, Evan. Evan is the glasses guy, I think. Yes, because Todd is the big guy. Forgive me, that's how I'm remembering everybody. I'm like remembering, like, I only played these games like maybe like once a week, so I have to like scramble in my mind to remember like who's who again. Marope looked around demonstratively, but couldn't find Evan. And the head? Todd will be here any minute. And why are you together? Come here. I'll whisper it in your ear. You hate when it happens? Yeah. My memory is not the greatest. Romano came to Seth. I headed closer to the porch. I headed closer to the porch. Sky only begins getting darker. I hope the meteor shower will be seen. Kurt, look here. I turned to Clover and, to put it mildly, was surprised. She opened the bright umbrella before me, grabbed it securely, and twirled, showing all its beauty. Well, how do you like it? And what does she want me to answer? Forecast didn't say a word about rainfall. Are you sure you didn't get anything wrong? Did I DL the game? DL? What do you mean by that? Ash, what do you mean DL? Because I do not know what that means. Oh, download? Yes. It's one I got on itch.io. So, boop, you just download it there. Makes life a lot easier. If you're referring to this one. If you're referring to the other one, then, then I also, yes, I did download the other one. The one we talked about. Both? Yes. The answer is yes. I didn't get anything wrong. What did we come to look at? At a meteor... Oh, come on, it can't be true. It's too foolish even for Clover. I can see on your face that you've guessed. Alright, we came to look at the shower. Do you have any idea what a meteor shower looks like? Yeah? And in case any shard flies at us, I can protect everyone. She twirled the umbrella again like it was a confirmation of her words. Even if we assume that some shard will survive a collision with the atmosphere, which is impossible, do you really think that this can protect anyone? You're just jealous as you didn't think about it. Of course. Clover pouted and crossed her arms over her chest. Yeah, you surely can't get bored with them. Here comes Todd. Marope nodded to the right. That's right, the head is coming, looking around. Okay, maybe Todd is the glasses guy and Evan is the big guy. Never mind. I got them reversed. At some point, I doubted that he would decide to come. The main hero always comes at the last moment. If that's so, then sooner or later the hero will be late. Don't be boring. Of course, don't be boring. What else would Roman say? Who is always late? Todd, hi! You thought I said meteor shower? No, meteor. Meteor. You know what? Don't make fun of me, okay? I blunder my words. It is not my fault. Okay, it is 100% my fault, but it's more your fault because I said so, okay? Remember, you're taking the blame for everything. Clover ran up to the head and, taking him by the hand, pulled him in our direction. Hi, guys. Today is a great night for stargazing. Hello. Well, almost everyone came. Where are the keys? On the way. Turn around. I looked at the porch. David was rapidly approaching. Great, we can go up to the club for the telescope. Salute! Waiting too long? Not really. You're just in time. You can go and open the door while we're taking everything we need. You see, here's the thing. I don't have the keys. David, you bastard. What do you mean? Did I just hear that for sure? How come? Mr. Fighter told the janitor not to give the roof keys to anybody. I don't understand why. That's not what we agreed on at all. I went to talk to him, but in the teacher's lounge, they said that he was gone already. Alright, Kurt, relax. Is the backup option still valid? Will you let us in your house? I will. But you screwed up in front of the girls. They counted on you so much. Not him, like, bullying him again. They counted on you so much. Fucking shut up. David turned pale and began apologizing before the girls who, according to their faces, didn't have time to get upset or react to the situation anyhow. But I'm displeased as hell. Of course Kurt is displeased. When is Kurt not displeased? It's better for David not to fawn on me right now. I'll take the telescope. I went straight to the front door of the school and accidentally bumped into someone with my shoulder. Who else is at the school at this hour? I met the person I just kicked eyes? I don't know what they meant by kicked eyes. And goosebumps went through my body. Where are you going so fast? It's like, you have no keys. Don't remind me of the failure. But I do. Evan handed me the cherished thing. Evan came in the clutch. Nice. Evan always looks so pissed off. That's like his whole shtick. He's big and he looks pissed off, and he's kind of intimidating. I forgot how tall he was. I wish they showed me I had the option to look through the files thing. Totally you? No, I'm sure you're not somebody that's totally intimidating. I'm sure you look pleasant, okay? Whoa, wonderful. How did you do that? Nothing special. I dealt with that. The word dealt sounds creepy from his mouth, but I'm not really happy. Oh wait, but now I'm really happy that this frightening guy is in our club. Of course. Totally you? Sure. And looks like the visit is canceled. I can visit you anytime you want. Leave your pickup energy for the girls. Sure. And we moved almost half of the club to the roof. The telescope, cushions from the sofa, mugs and sweets, some other things in Clover's hands. And it's a plaid. She must have brought it from home. The girl spread out the blanket and put mugs on thermos, and the thermos onto it. Looks like somebody took everything from their house. Oh, how much? Will there be foil caps? No, it's not a council. No, I don't mind contacting an extraterrestrial civilization. Some guys, including Todd, settled on the plaid. He sat on the edge and picked up a mug, but haven't poured anything into it yet. Is he waiting to be serviced? Looks like he's in a good mood. He sits squeezed like always, but every now and then a smile appears on his face. Look! Clover leaned against the railing. I haven't noticed anything. Look carefully. Soon another will fall. Oh, I see. Here it comes. Romano and Clover nudged each other with their shoulders in a friendly way. Don't play near the edge of the roof. You tired of living or what? Clover shuddered and stepped away at once. That's right. It's dangerous for her even to hold a sheet of paper. Surely she'll cut her finger. And despite the city lights, stars began to appear in the sky. I checked the time. It's about to begin. I vaguely remembered how my parents took me to look at the shooting stars when I was a child. They told me that actually they don't fall at all. And it's not really stars. Meteors are breaking into pieces and burned to ashes, unable to break through the Earth's atmosphere. Their last moment is the brightest. The crowd gathers only to watch them vanishing. But then, in childhood, I didn't care at all what was happening in the sky. Soft smiles of my parents were shining as bright as the stars. Look! I looked where Merope was pointing. Merope, that's a name that I always get tongue-tied with. I almost screenshotted, but I just remembered that every time I screenshot this game, it just turns off. So I have to do it manually. Manual screenshot. Wait, what was the button? There we go. If I did it in the in the in-game way, it would just freaking go away. And then I'd have to start the game again. There we go. I looked where Merope was pointing. The dark sky was filling with white stripes. Clover took a notebook out of her backpack. Romano hastily grabbed the camera. And the sky was split by dozens of flashes, outlining short bright lines with their glow descending into nothing. But as soon as they vanished, many times more lights replaced them, and then more and more. There were more and more of them. The blue-black blankets that is spread out above us began to drown in these flashes, like all the stars decided to fall from the firmament at one moment. The sky was ready to fall. Nobody had words. Everybody was silent as if enchanted, unable to tear their eyes away. I looked at the guys. Todd was frozen. His mouth was slightly open and on his lips was a more genuinely happy smile. How strange it is to see him so pleased. David leaned his shoulder to Todd's shoulder, and he didn't even notice that. Clover breathed out, and Evan, who was standing next to her with breathless admiration, pointed at another bright flourish left by the fading meteor. I didn't see, but for some reason I knew that Merope, sitting next to me, was also enjoying. My eyes slid further towards Roma. I keep forgetting it's not Roman. Roma and Seth. Because one problem with Roma's name is they keep switching between his full name and just Roma. Just Romano and Roma. And it keeps tricky, it just befuddles my mind. First, I thought that Romano had forgotten at all that he had a camera in his arms and just froze, stunned, but still, he was occasionally snapping back to reality, taking a picture. Seth must have felt my glance and looked at me. His blue eyes reflected the stars and falling lights, like a small sky right next to me. Everyone was completely absorbed by the sight. I felt the inexplicable thrill that bounded my chest as well. Something that was reaching out but had no expression, some strange feeling of overflowing euphoria. The rampage of lights began to die down. There were fewer and fewer flashes. We followed the last bright flash with our eyes and for some time just stayed quiet, looking upward. The shower continued, but the lines became less expressed, losing their previous beauty. Romano was the first to banish the delusion. He stood up and took a few steps back. That was cool. Now, everyone, face me and give me a smile. Everyone barely had time to turn to him when a flash appeared. My eyes stung from such a bright light. Roma, show me the picture. Did you take pictures of the sky? Didn't you notice anything weird? It seemed to me... Clover pulled Romano's hand, willing to examine the pictures, and Todd timidly looked over his shoulder. Is he interested in photos too? Seth was teasing David as he blushed awkwardly. Merope laughed, covering her mouth with a fist. I didn't hear her laughing very often. I didn't get into the conversation, but I think everyone is having fun. There are no displeased faces. Even Evan looks happy. Rarity right there. Maybe I look the same right now. I closed my eyes and filled my lungs with fresh, cool air. We don't gather as a full team very often. Todd always vanishes. And now, staying together with everyone, I think that even if I can't find the planetarium, I'll be satisfied anyway. Planetarium, that's the thing's name. I always forget that too. Pretty sure I said this before, but there was like one time a long time ago where I like went into a little planetarium thing. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool for like 5 minutes. Watching the celestial event gently turned into a tea party under the sky. Why are you laughing? What's wrong? Listen, it's true. You know, something can only hold so much like awe and coolness for so long before you just go like, yeah, this is kind of boring. I mean, it was cool, nonetheless. Merope and Evan poured still hot tea into cups, and light steam began to curl with charming swirls. Damn, listen, it's not my fault, alright? Everyone willingly accepted the warm drinks. That was great. And you're lucky as you saw the brightest little star in the universe. What star? This time, yes. Me, of course. He pronounced it with a cutesy, funny face and comically fluttered his eyelashes a few times. Yeah, he doesn't have any self-confidence issues. First, Clover had seriously looked him up and down, but then she couldn't stand it and burst out laughing. Unable to resist, Merope and Romano laughed too. Then the others joined. Looks like this night was so special for the guys that even David's jokes seemed more funny than stupid. Too bad that doesn't happen often. So many shining lights. It was so bright that it seems like now the sky is empty. Our eyes can see up to 5,000 stars in the whole night sky, so it's only an optical illusion. Soon you'll adjust and the stars will appear in the sky again. They won't leave you alone at night. Not only at night. What? And the stars appear not only at night. Todd hesitated, effaced, was silent for a moment, but then continued. Formation of the Crab Nebula was a result of an explosion of a supernova in 1054. According to Evan's face, he didn't understand why this fact was said. Neither did I. Chinese and Arabic astronomers wrote that the explosion was so strong and bright that it was seen both day and night for several months. Wow. Cool, you're like a walking encyclopedia. Tell us something else. An awkward smile appeared on Todd's face. Is he so pleased with the attention or star information is bursting to get out? The moon always faces the Earth with one side. One day is longer than a year on Venus. It takes about 8.5 minutes for the sunlight to reach Earth. Cool. Tell us more. Man, David is just like pulling all this. Usually this guy just disappears, but David over here just seems to be very good at keeping, getting him out of his shell, so to speak. David enjoys these random facts like an enthusiastic child. The word astronomy was first used in the 13th century, though at first the science more resembled the modern astrology. David turned to Merope. It's like I'm on a quiz show. Category Astronomy, Valley, 300 points. You are all stardust. What? This is a quote. Every atom in your body came from a star that exploded, and the atoms in your left hand probably came from a different star than your right hand. It really is the most poetic thing I know about physics. You are stardust. You couldn't be here if stars hadn't exploded, because the elements, the carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, iron, all the things that matter for evolution and for life weren't created at the beginning of time. They were created in the nuclear furnaces of stars, and the only way for them to get into your body is for those stars were kind enough to explode. The stars died so that you could be here today. That's a long-ass quote, but okay. And the moon is hollow. It's not proven, just another empty theory. Because they make you think so. Imagine what a comfortable place it is to locate a base. You sit inside the moon and such simpletons like you don't even suspect a thing. Hey. Wait, I've got a signal. Clover grabbed the walkie-talkie and began whispering something. The guys continued to throw facts, competing? Yeah, competing. What am I? How come I couldn't read the word competing? Competing in the sharpness of their knowledge, but this quote kept spinning in my head. There's a particle in each of us, similar and akin to the one that is in someone else. But then, why are we so different? Why can't I find this very particle of myself in those who are near me? Why is it always so hard to understand them? Maybe I will never learn. And the quiz continued. I heard many of other facts and personal ideas about the stars, the satellites, about the rings of Saturn. Todd said that the rings are the flattest structure known to science at the moment, being some 300,000 kilometers end to end, but with a vertical thickness of about 10 meters. Seth said that the journey of light from distant stars and galaxies takes so much time that we, in fact, see the objects like they were hundreds, thousands, or even millions of years ago. So it can be said that when we look at the sky, we can see the past. He added that it's kinda sad, but there's no reason to mourn if you ask me. As well, the guys agreed that the aliens came to Earth from Alpha Centauri because, well, from where else? When came, why, where is the information from? Clover didn't say a word. After that, Romano and Clover exchanged conspiratorial glances and came to the telescope, insidiously giggling and occasionally snapping pictures. Clover was looking, sometimes checking with some records in her notebook. And when, I suppose, everything was right, she gave an order to Romano and he readily created a new picture of an area in the sky Clover pointed at. Like such a simple camera can capture changes in the stellar space. Or what are they photographing, UFOs? After making a few more pictures, Romano returned to the others. Oh, the tea is over. We have a kettle. There should be some tea left as well. Give me the thermos. I will go for it. Kurt, can you give me the keys from the club room? So I guess we can either decide to go ourselves to get the water or give her the keys. You know what? We can be nice. We can decide to be nice or stick around. Actually, she kind of has to stay because she's the one that has to talk to Todd, if I remember correctly. So I'll go get the water, or Kurt will go get the water. I better go myself. It will be bad if she gets scalded. Give it to me. I'll go myself. Thanks. She handed me the thermos. I took the first tea I came across, but put it into the thermos and poured boiling water. I wondered how much I should put. This much? I think that's not enough. And I can't even look at the color of the fluid in this thermos. Should I add sugar? There's sweets on the roof and not everyone drinks sweet tea. I should have asked before. Okay, they'll have to figure it out for themselves now. As I was going up the stairs, I heard Clover's worried voice. What's going on here? Don't do it, David. Everything's fine. Oh, come on. I'll get it. Stop. It's not funny. David, Clover, and Roma crowded around the edge of the roof. Don't worry, Clover. We'll think of something. Don't do it. It's my own fault that I didn't hold the walkie-talkie well. Think of what? I'll get it quickly. David swung his legs over the railing. Uh-oh. Okay. I guess she like dropped it a little bit over the railing. Don't do it. That's well, that's what it says. You know, I'm just reading. I'm reading the story. Okay, you can't blame me if I sound weird. David swung his legs over the railing. What's he doing? He, of course, is an oddball, but he won't jump for sure. It was funny? Uh-huh. Oh, she's serious. Stop! Her voice became more nervous and she clutched at David's shirt, holding him in place. Is this... Right, Okay, I think I remember because... yeah. Of course she would be, like, nervous as hell. I'm pretty sure there was an accident on the rooftop involving their previous club members and, you know... that guy ended up in the hospital, so no wonder she's like, hey, I'm being serious, don't go over there. Her voice became more nervous and she clutched at David's shirt, holding him in place. Clover, there's a big ledge beyond the railing. Everything's fine. No one will fall. I'll keep David secure, okay? I can do it myself, although that's very cute of you, buddy. I put the thermos on the plate and asked Merope. What are they doing? Silence. Merope? She looks scared and doesn't say a word. The guys, of course, are fooling around a dangerous place, but they're not so crazy to really climb over the railing. I'll stop them before the girls get paralyzed with fear. I heard a loud, strained cry. I looked back at once and saw Todd. He rushed towards the guys, but immediately stopped and slowly sat on the floor. Stop it. You can fall. You can slide off. A roof is not a safe place. Value your life more. That's serious. You shouldn't always think that it's going to be okay. That's why tragedies happen. Merope and Evan ran to Todd. There was a noise from behind. Ouch. Why? I told you to stop. Be careful. You almost sent him flying with your right hook. Not Clover punching David. Seth, who was talking on his phone, moved to the center of the action too. What just happened? Okay, we like left for a couple of minutes and now everything's going crazy. Maybe that was the not good choice. Are you okay? I can call a doctor. Just wait a little. Merope had reached for the phone, but Todd stopped her hand. Everything's fine. Sorry I scared you. Was he nervous about David? Clover told me that the head of the Astro Club had got hurt on the roof. And the way he's acting now... Did you do the same the last time when your club head got hurt? Kurt. Yeah, I remember that you wanted to start the conversation when Todd was feeling comfortable, but instead of solving the problem, you were just carefully avoiding it the whole year. It doesn't work that way. Did you stop halfway too? You'd better not say anything else. What's going on? You don't know what you're talking about. Yes, I don't. So maybe you will finally explain to me everything? It's all my fault. What are you saying? It's not true at all. She stroked Todd's hair, trying to calm him down. Evan came up to me and sharply seized my t-shirt. He lifted me up so my feet didn't touch the ground. Erg, it hurts. Let him go. Evan, please, let him go. Evan clenched his fist and unclenched his fist, and I fell on the cold iron surface of the roof. Well, there goes the plan to actually try and have like a calm conversation about everything. Sheesh. It's all my fault. Nobody thinks so. Romano and David are still standing next to the railings, not knowing what to do. If I were them, I would be confused too. Even if I myself am not sure what to say. What words to choose to convey my thoughts to Todd? Clover, you're not right saying that nobody thinks so. Todd thinks so. Tell me everything. Tell me about what really happened. Tell us all. We're not strangers to you. We are your club. There was a silence. Nobody tried to interrupt me anymore. I don't know what you already know. Tell us step by step everything you think is important. And I was afraid because something bad has already happened here once. I was walking on the roof. I always did it because of the view was... let me restart the sentence, fuck. I was walking on the roof. I always did it because the views are stunning. But one day, the door slammed. I didn't know what to do. I panicked. I had no phone, there was nobody in the yard to call for help. I got really scared and I tried to go down the ledge. I climbed over the railing and I understand that's so foolish, but back then I thought that if I won't get out of here now, then I will stay on the roof forever. When I began to climb down, I heard a noise from the door. I got distracted and stumbled. I thought I would fall and die, and then Helios saved me. I can't imagine how he learned that I was in trouble. Somehow he managed to climb the school walls. I would never be able to do that. We both climbed on the roof. The door was still closed. Helios couldn't kick the door out no matter how hard he tried. He decided to go back down and to try to open the door from inside. I didn't stop him. I thought, no, I knew that he would do it. He couldn't fail. He slid off. I didn't have time to help him, but I could have at least given him a hand. I could ask him to stay with me. It was my fault. That's why I just thought that something could happen. I got so scared. It's not your fault. Sorry, man. I didn't mean for this to happen. And the riddle is almost solved. Because of someone's wicked joke, because of Todd's panic. No, that's not so. It's really not your fault. It was an accident. You didn't push him off the roof, it's only that way you'd be guilty. It's only that you feel guilty. The translation on this is sometimes a little wonky. He fell because of me. He wanted to help you of his own free will. And he helped. Instead of vainly blaming yourself, you'd better thank him for saving you. I wanted to, but by the time I got myself together, he was already checked out of the hospital and got his diploma. So what? Doesn't anybody have his number? Or maybe you forgot his name and can't find him on the internet? Even teachers, at least one of them, surely knows where your head studies now. And these are just excuses. I don't know what I should do. Well, first of all, find some power to forgive yourself for not being able to change anything back then. But life goes on. You can deal with this all today, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, even the next year, but you should do that. Nothing will change if you won't do anything. It's not your fault at all. Now fucking Clover's crying. I don't know how to make a crying sound. Forgive me. That's the best you're gonna get out of me. Her eyes swelled up with tears, and she put her head on Todd's shoulders. Merope followed her. And a bit later, even Nevin joined them. I'm with you. David and Roma joined the hug. And Seth did too? How did everything go to that? I scratched my head, not daring to come closer. Everything's fine? Kurt and his lack of understanding any situation is a little funny to me. Yeah, Kurt. The sky was becoming darker, showing new constellations. The guys were going home. Despite what happened in the conversation, everyone is smiling. And something like a smile shines on my face. Kurt, come closer. Merope asked me to step away while the guys were cleaning the roof, picking up the blanket and putting everything in its place. Thank you. I'm happy to help. Oh my god, he's actually smiling. You really helped a lot. I'll be honest, I didn't think that it would work out. At least surely not that way. Sometimes you are pretty rude, and I thought, well, how can she compliment me without telling me off? But now I feel like a mountain fell off my shoulders, and not only off mine. We used to tell Todd before that he didn't do anything wrong, but now I think he'll finally understand it. You finally understood it? What? She looked back and saw Todd standing behind her. I mean, right, what you said. It's my fault. Well, here it comes. It's my fault that all you had to worry about me for so long. I'm sorry. No need to say sorry. We understand everything. We're friends after all. And Kurt, sorry for not answering at once. Well, about the planetarium. Damn, the planetarium. I threw it out of I threw it out of my head for a moment. Helios used it often, but after he got to the hospital, nobody touched it. At some point, it just disappeared. So, you don't know too? Apparently so. Just wonderful. Aw, he looks kinda sad. So all this activity was for nothing. For nothing. For nothing? I looked at those who were standing on the roof. They all seemed to be happy, and Todd must be relieved. He looked better than usual, not so strained, so not for nothing. But the planetarium is still not found. Is it time to make a list of former members and call them? Like they will tell me anything. Even making my own club members talk is not an easy task. Marope said that their former head surely wouldn't take this thing. By the way, you called your head Helios. Is that his star name? Did he come up with it even for himself? You know about that? I heard something. And it's not really a secret. Marope always uses it. Sure. How can I not use this name? It's very dear to me. That's his star name, right? But he didn't choose it. Furthermore, he didn't know about his name. We called him Helios only when he didn't hear. But to be honest, I don't even remember who came up with it. Wasn't it you? You think so? And now I'm not sure too. They looked at each other and lightly laughed. So, Helios. And what was your name? He froze for a moment and looked at Marope. She nodded like giving her consent. Consent to do what? To tell me to let me into their past? Regulus. That's how the head called me. Everything I know about this star is that it's in the constellation Leo. I know what name he would find for you, Kurt. I don't know under what circumstances would I get into the astronomy club. But you got into the UFO study club. It's not the same. Right, but aren't you at least a little interested in searching for aliens? I think nobody, even besides Clover, doesn't need that at all. However, you joined us and stayed. She smiled warmly. Really, what am I doing here? Yes, I joined because I got convinced by Clover and Seth, but I could leave at any moment. And still, I didn't do that. What keeps me here? That's a good question, actually. Maybe you just like having friends, bro. You ever think about that? You know, you're just staying around because you like having friends. I'm tired. I'll fall asleep right here if I don't go to bed. So, what happened there? To David? He just wanted to get Clover's walkie-talkie. She dropped it over the railing. Davis is risky if he decided to go there. Yeah, but there is really enough space, and I would surely keep him secured. That's exactly what we did when Todd calmed down. Couldn't you find an easier way? It works for me. David surely wanted to show off in front of the girls, or make a fool of himself. That was so brave. Okay, a brave fool. I yawned involuntarily. He's just like me. Falling asleep? Yeah. It's still childish time. It's still a childish time. Well, yeah, I go to bed at night, not in the morning of the next day like you. I want to get home as soon as possible. Kurt is the type to just sleep at 8 o'clock in the night. Bro keeps to his schedule. I doze off on the bus and now I feel like I'm a vegetable. I'd like to go to sleep sooner. The house is stiffy, and once again I curse broken air conditioners. I completely forgot about the fact his air conditioners are just not working. The poor boy is going through summer break without an air conditioner. Tough. Oh, my leg is falling asleep. What the hell? Aye. Why now? Why is my leg falling asleep right now? Don't do that. Sorry, I just had to like smack my leg a little. Oh jeez, I got jump scared. What's that? I'm sure I've turned off all notifications, and the sound is coming from somewhere else. So I think from the backpack. What's that? Romano's phone? I flipped the phone. Yeah, I think it's his. I should turn off notifications before I get spammed with these signals. Great, now it's silent. How did I end up in my bag? Screw that. How could Romano forget his phone? Doesn't he check it every 5 minutes? I checked Romano in Vokotakte. That name they chose for their like make-believe social media is certainly a name. Great, he's online. I found your phone in my bag. Well, how are you gonna text him with his own phone? Kurt, that's great that you wrote. I've already thought that I lost it. How did he get it? Maybe he has, the same social media on his computer. I'll use that as the explanation. He's got it on the computer. There you go. Easy peasy. I don't remember that. Didn't you put it in? No. Maybe someone else mistook your phone with mine? That can't be an excuse for rummaging through other people's bags. Well, that's not important. Good thing that you have it. Will you bring it to me tomorrow? Without it, I'm ass without hands. If I'm not mistaken, there's their tracking system in such phones, and Roma would have found it himself sooner or later. I will. Thanks, man. You're my savior. And tomorrow morning, I'll need to clarify where we will meet. I wouldn't like to go to school. Romano lives closer. Maybe he will even visit me. This evening left many conflicted feelings. A pleasant gathering ended absolutely not the way I wanted. I'm disappointed and confused. Rewinding the latest events in my mind, I feel like I could have done something differently, put it in other words, say nothing. But all these thoughts are so useless. Tomorrow is a new day, the day I can change something. Oh no, not I kind of forgot about this man's weird dreams. What's he gonna dream about this time? I woke up from pain all over my body. There's traces of handcuffs on my wrist. My legs ache like I was beaten a few hours without stopping. I looked around. There's darkness around me, but anyway, I understand that I'm alone in the room. The room is empty. There's nothing but a metal door locked from the outside. Are you awake? I heard a voice from nowhere. Despite it's distorted by interference, I recognize it at once. Father? I haven't seen him since my very childhood, and now we meet under such circumstances. Well, pretty eloquently. He just abducted me, leaving me no choice but to obey his orders. So, you are awake. The door opened and a bright light blinded my eyes. Come out. I'm waiting. No point in resisting. I know what will happen. I went towards the light. As soon as my eyes could perceive a picture, I saw a giant metal head. What's that? A robot? Yes. Get in. Get in the robot, Shinji. The robot head opened, showing the control mechanisms. I can't believe in what's happening. Is it really not a dream? Such robots just can't exist. I haven't heard anything about them. But I can't pilot this thing. It doesn't matter. Get in. Is that all you brought me here for? Yes. Get in the robot. I can't. Do you have legs? Are they moving? So you can come and get in. Anger boiled inside. All the resentments accumulated during the years of our separation. All the pain I had lived through alone. Are you frozen? Wake up. I'm telling you, wake up. So I'm pretty sure that definitely was an Evangelion reference. There's no way that wasn't. And I jumped on the bed and tried to catch my breath. Yeah, what a weird dream I had. I don't think I saw something like that on TV recently. Maybe that's a plot of some game Romano told me about. I can't remember everything he says. I stretched myself and looked out the window. The sun is rising and soon it will show its true power. For now, I can go outside and not be afraid of being burnt alive. What? I took out the fridge and I took out the fridge and milk carton, poured the glass and put the carton in its place. I shall replenish supplies. The phone rang. Marope? Listening. Good morning, Kurt. How did you sleep? Good. What's up? Here's the thing. Last night we completely forgot to put the telescope back into the storage. I think something can happen to it. It's sunny after all, and someone can accidentally break it. What? I surely remember that we brought it to the club yesterday. You're mixing things up. No, I'm telling you, we left it. It can't be. You think so? Could you please check it? I completely can't go to school today. I'm busy. We surely took it. Surely. Or not? Because of her words, I begin to worry, although I perfectly remember us carrying it. It couldn't be a dream after all. Everything's fine. No panic. You might be right, but isn't it better to ensure? Please? If I could, I would go myself, but now I can only count on you. Aha. Of course. Flattery won't take me. Although it sounds, of course, nice. And I really have time to do this. Okay, I'll go, but be sure everything is in its place. Thanks, Kurt. You're the best. Beep sounded. What did she say? I'm the best? I didn't expect to hear something like that from Marope. She is not as frivolous as Clover. My cheeks are burning. Damn, women are insidious creatures. Oh, Kurt. Kurt cannot handle a simple, very basic compliment. Poor boy. He's just like me. Today is a wonderful day to lock up at home in a cold shower and stay there until the summer's retreats. A sweat gathers on my forehead and I wipe it away with the back of my hand. A blaze is so strong that sunstroke will soon declare its existence. I don't want that. Last summer, I was recovering for a week. I was sick just when I thought that I had to go outside. I looked up at the roof and at once looked down. The sun hit my eyes. And I smell some kind of trick. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, honestly. I was like, there's no way. Kurt usually remembers things very well, so there's no way that they actually left a telescope up there. I see no telescope, but Todd is here. Standing like always, leaning on the railing with his back to me. Todd, did you come for the telescope too? He got startled and looked back. Hi, Kurt. It's so nice you came. What does he mean? You knew that I would come? Sure. It was I who called you after all. I couldn't call you myself, so I asked Marope. Didn't she tell you? No, she did not. Why would she create this foolish, implausible story? The foolish, implausible story with a forgotten telescope if she just wanted me to if she could just tell me the truth. Does she think that I wouldn't come here just to meet Todd? Nonsense. Forget it. Why did you want to see me? Sorry you were on the phone? Oh, that's fine. You don't gotta apologize, Ash. You do what you want, alright? You do what you gotta do. Well, did I distract you? Sorry, I didn't think that you might be busy. What does that have to do with anything? You know you know that I miss you, huh? You're so full of yourself. You're very, very, very full of yourself, you know that? What if I didn't? What if I didn't miss you? What if I was A-okay without you? What would you do about that? I wasn't busy. I came after all. So, what's the matter? I thought yesterday we understood each other, but that's not so at all. What's happening now, and why is he hesitating? Don't you like me? You called me to ask this? No, but... I breathed out heavily. Looks like it's always going to be difficult with this guy. I don't like you. I just don't always understand you. You're deaf? Sorry, you didn't hear that? Didn't hear what? Now I feel like you're pulling my leg. Then I need some water. My throat! It is dry. There we go. There we go. That I was just okay with that? I think you were misunderstanding what I was reading with talking to you. Maybe. Or maybe I just literally forgot what we were talking about. That's also a thing that can happen. Nuh-uh. No, I'm pretty sure you're just delusional. You're just going crazy. Sure, I definitely forgot. I don't like you. I just don't always understand you. I mean, through time. Through much time. I thought that you were mad at me. You never say hello and always speak like you're in a bad mood. Don't I ever say hello? I hadn't noticed that. I'm in a normal mood right now and I'm not mad. He's standing and looking at me like he wants to say something. He thinks I'm mad. Well, that happens sometimes, but not always after all. The guys says that to my face. The guys say that my face is gloomy. Maybe that's because of it? You don't like my face? No, why? You have a good face, and, I mean, you think that I'm pissed off because of my face. Don't worry about it. It's my relaxed expression. I'm not mad or something like that. Really? Great! Oh no, he fell for it. Poor Todd. Poor Todd. Todd was just scared of this man this entire time. Even Evan always has such a face that it's scary to talk to him. But you're getting along well. Yeah? He usually has a friendly face. Do you want to say that he looks so angry only at me? Now you're putting some unnecessary thoughts into my head, buddy. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool that you're not mad. Okay, so why did you call me? I think I can help you. He asked me to get closer with a gesture. It must be a good sign. I followed him and leaned on the railing. Yesterday I couldn't sleep. Was thinking of something. Maybe there's someone else that can know where the planetarium is right now. Really? What's his name? Does he study in our school? Yes, he's a student of the same year as me, but in a different class. His name is Kevin Lee. He's a member of... well, all the old faces. No need to continue. He's your former club member, I know. I've talked to him. Have you? So, what did he say? Said that he knows nothing. Yeah? If he doesn't know, then nobody knows. How come? Kevin knew everything that was happening in the club. He was Helios's right hand. Kevin was the right hand of the former head? Well, what a piece of news. And after the incident, he didn't follow the others. He went his own way. It is hard for him to... Is it so hard for him to accept how things turned out? Or is he just not interested in what happened to his former friends? So he was the deputy? Then why didn't he undertake to continue the work? He saw everything ruining and was afraid of failing? I would never do so. I thought I could help you, but it didn't work out. I am pleased even by the fact that you can't contact me yourself. So, thank you for trying. Really? I'm so... He puts his hands to his he puts his hand to the glasses and... Wait a second, is he crying or what? Todd? I must have something in my eye. Yeah, no speck of dust can slip through these giant thick glasses. Sorry. He took off his glasses and rubbed his eyes. Then he gave me a look full of tears. Before that, I didn't even know the color of his eyes. I'm just glad you came. From the outside, it probably looks like I brought you to tears. It's weird that you're crying now. Sorry, it must be weird for a guy to cry like that. I mean that if you've decided to cry, then yesterday on the roof was a better moment. You're right. Sorry, I can't stop my tears. They're flowing all by themselves. He smiled shyly. You know, I'm always getting confused when I see someone's tears. I would be confused too if I saw you crying. And the probability of this is extremely low. That's right. You're so strong. It would probably be better if you were in charge of our club. My heart skipped a beat. I completely didn't expect this twist. I think as well that I would do a better job than Todd, but... the guys believe in you. Even you? Short, skinny, stooped by self-doubt with tears in his eyes. It would seem odd. Who can he lead? But right now, even through the tears, I see his determined glance. Yes, I believe in you. Especially if you will get yourself together and start coming to the club. I patted him on the shoulder. Thank you. I will become worthy of our club. And our guys. You gotta try. Or I will take your post. I'll keep my guards high. He wiped away his tears and pulled his glasses back on. He must have calmed down. The stars are wonderful today after all. But you can't see them. I think he said something like that before. That's not so. Dang, a cat and a dog talking together, right? You know, to be fair, they were also kind of like for most of the time that Kurt has been in the club, the two have just like not been talking. Like I said, because Kurt unfortunately has the type of face that makes him just scared. Like it made Todd think he was mad at him constantly. Like that's why every time like there was like a club meeting or whatever, Todd just wouldn't show up because he was just scared of Kurt. But you know, misunderstandings have been cleared. So maybe things will get better for these two. That's not so. Look carefully. Can you see? What do you mean? Todd pointed at the sky. I looked in the right direction, but closed my eyes at once. Poor him, yeah. Pat, pat, pat. I do like his shirt. I don't know why. I think it's like the color. I looked in the right direction, but closed my eyes at once. Yeah, it's too bright. Yeah, right. The sun is always looking at you from the sky. What? Right, the sun. After all, our Earth is revolving around this star. It's so obvious that I didn't even think of it. It's always near, always warms you. So common that nobody even thinks what will happen if it would leave us. Just like I never thought that Helios would leave our club at some point. He breathed out sadly, but then smiled again. So please, be attentive to people around you. Sorry that I can't help you with the planetarium. Todd disappeared from sight before I could say anything. More water. I need it. It's nice to be back in the cool hallway, not in the direct sunlight. And it looks like even this heat can't prevent Todd from looking at the sky. And it's nice that he wanted to help me, but no new information has been revealed. Todd is sending me to Kevin, Kevin is sending me to Todd. My legs brought me to the chemistry classroom themselves. I suspect that I won't learn anything new, but some disparaging characteristics about myself. But after Todd decided to help me, I just can't leave it as it is. I knocked on the door and entered. The club is filled with members and everyone is looking at me. Yeah, you don't want me here, but tolerate me for just a few minutes. Kevin, could you? Kevin, who was standing next to the window, answered without even turning around. Come on in. The last time he allowed me to stand only in the doorway. Is he in a good mood today? I went deep into the room, carefully skirting the guys busy with regents. Let me guess, you came to ask about the planetarium. You guessed right. Kevin gave me either a half smile or a grin. And did you talk to Todd? Yes. He doesn't have the planetarium. Who'd have thought it? Is that sarcasm? But he advised me to ask you. Do you think I got my arms on it? To be honest, this thought seems pretty credible to me. I think you know more than you're saying. I looked around. Everyone is busy with their own business. Nobody's paying attention to us. And there was a reason for Todd to say your name and not one of some other member of the Astro Club. He probably doesn't even remember the other members. He always was in his own world. And what are you? Why didn't you undertake the management of the club? If you were the deputy head, then it was your job. What makes you think I was the deputy? Well, Todd said that you were Helios's right hand. Did I get it all wrong? What did he tell you? Don't call the head Helios. I couldn't even think that Todd would tell everyone about the names. I mean, never mind. You won't learn anything new from me. He was clearly nervous. So he thought I was the right hand. Wasn't it so? Of course not. The head always highlighted Todd. I think there is some jealousy in his voice. No matter how much I heard about jealousy, I could never understand what it is. Envy? Anger? But now, feeling bitterness in Kevin's voice, I'm ready to swear that it is that. Let's get away from the class. Kevin left the room. Weird that he isn't banishing me. Maybe he wants to talk it out? If so, then why with me? After all, Kevin can't stand me. Or is it because of that? I don't mean anything to him, so he doesn't care what I think about him. I should hurry up, or he'll change his mind. I can see the jealousy angle. If this guy was the one doing all the work, but then Helios always highlighted Todd, then yeah, I could see how there's some beef. And why he would have just up and left the club after it kind of fell apart. I don't know why Todd decided to tell you everything. It's not like him. But in any case, keep your mouth shut. About what? About everything. About the names, about Helios, about the astronomy club. I think I see what he's talking about. Are you talking about the accident on the roof? I wasn't going to tell anybody. There was a reason to hush this accident. It is not profitable for the school to flaunt such events. Did you learn even about that, yeah? You sent me to Todd, so why do you wonder? He was wrong if he thought that Todd would just tell me to shut up. Although even I didn't believe in success. Long story short, don't talk too much. And tell Todd to stop. I didn't even think he would tell anyone. It was he. He? What? Ah, never mind. I was hasty when I thought that he would give me everything on a silver platter. Kevin just wants to ensure that I will be silent. He chooses violence today? Yeah, Kevin has never been particularly kind to us. He's just rude. Just overall has been rude. I mean, I think like the reason, if I remember correctly, because Marope told us about some of what happened, is that Todd is very bullyable, and so the reason why the door was locked when he was on the roof, I'm pretty sure was because some people were messing with him and they just like locked him up there. I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin was one of those people. Like honestly, assuming the whole jealousy thing was a part of it, then yeah, like Kevin that was definitely a part of the reason why this whole thing kind of happened. And maybe, maybe that's why he wants to keep it all hush-hush. Because he's like, listen, just shut up. He doesn't want anybody to, like, connect the dots. At least that's my little theory right now. I mean, it could be for another reason. I don't know. I hope we understand each other. I'm afraid we didn't. I love this face. I don't know why. And just like, anytime Kurt is pissed off, it's just humorous to me. We aren't finished. Yes, the planetarium. I can't help you. He fuzzily said goodbye and slipped back into the class, leaving me alone with my questions. Asking Kevin is no use. There's nothing to do but look for this Helios himself. Well, that's actually not a bad idea, but will he listen to me? The one that surely doesn't want to dwell on the past is Helios. I should think this through. What's that noise? Is it from the UFO club? How did I even get here? Legs, I was actually going home. Walking automatically is a dangerous thing. I come in and rub my eyes just in case. Before we keep going, I do have to skedaddle to the restroom real quick, so I'll be right back. You can look at El Pescado. Alrighty, I'm back. I'm kinda getting hungry for some reason. My tummy, my stomach is like rumbling a little bit, which is weird because I ate like half of a whole Subway sandwich, so that shouldn't be happening. But whatever. I did not mean to switch things around. No, don't do that. Actually, is that fine? No, that's not fine. This is supposed to be over here. No, this is supposed to be over here. And then this is over here. And then this is over here. There we go. Alright, continuing with the story. I come in and rub my eyes just in case. Nothing changed. Evan and Clover are moving a huge bookcase, making a typical creak and surely searching the floor and scratching the floor in doing so. Was this door always there? I don't remember that door being there. Are you insane or what? Put the bookcase on its place. Kurt, is that you? Help us, it's so heavy. Well, Clover is fine, but how did you, Evan, come up with moving the bookcase? Don't distract us. Either they're not fine or I don't understand anything. Ay. Put the bookcase down. And what if you drop it? You'll be killed under the weight of all those books. Everything will be fine. They moved the bookcase a bit further and I rubbed my eyes again. Well, just in case. Is it me or is there really a door behind the bookcase? That's right, there's a door. I finally lost all sense of what's going on. Why the hell is there a door mirrored behind the bookcase? That's completely abnormal. It turns out that we have a room that we just blocked with the bookcase? Wasn't there any other place to put it or what? What the hell? How could the curator how could the curator be allowed to handle the space we have so ridiculously? Does he know himself that we have a door behind the bookcase? Of course he knows. He can't know. Okay, Kurt, this is like the senile old man we're talking about. I'm sure he forgets, like, everything. Okay, I must calm down. Can anybody tell me why the hell the bookcase is blocking the door? Sure, but you know, it's not really comfortable to speak right now. I rushed to help Evan and Clover to clarify the situation sooner. So heavy. We hardly moved the bookcase enough to get the door open, or to open the door. I told them there was a drift in the room. Now I see why. We have, goddammit, another room. I grabbed the handle. Locked. Will you now tell me what's going on here? Yes, step away. I stepped away and let Evan pass. He reached in his pant pocket and took a key out of it. Does he have the key to all the doors? Is that legal at all? Now I have even more questions about where did he get the key from the roof. Evan unlocked the door and went inside. I went too and began coughing again. Gah, what a lot of dust. I can't see anything. I found the switch by touch. Oh, isn't this kind of cool? I opened my closed eyes and finally saw our secret room. Although no, not our. This is a heritage of the astronomy club. All the walls and the ceilings were painted with luminescent paint. The one that was hiding its beauty would till the moment the special lamp was turned on. And by the click of the switch, all the surfaces immediately filled with stars, nebulas, and galaxies painted with someone's masterful hand. There was enough light to get this sense of direction and see things well, but there was just enough darkness for the space to feel private. Masterful work. Don't tell me the planetarium was this thing all along. I don't think that's how that works, though. Masterful work. Now I believe that the astronomy club was filled with really talented and versatile members. I only have to guess what this room... What? I only have to guess what did this room see in its time. Whose hands touched the cold walls? Whose voices echoed in the air? Best feeling stream plus food. Yeah. Now you're making me want food. Damn it, Ash. Come on, I'm already hungry enough. The space around me, the light of hundreds and thousands of painted stars, was locked in a dark, dusty room for at least a whole year. It stayed wonderful, beckoning, and mysterious, although it became totally unneeded. You want some? Yes. I will have but a smidge of your food right now. Consider it a tribute to yours truly, okay? A small universe forgotten in an obscure storage. I found another switch and the room lost its charm, becoming usual and innocuous. I walked around the room and by doing that raised up clouds of accumulated dust. We should clean here now. And while we're doing that, you won't escape from telling me everything in detail. Nobody resisted. Evan and Clover are cleaning all the surfaces thoroughly. There's no surprise, now they're filled with enthusiasm like never before. Cool, huh? Rather weird. Very weird. Who thought that closing the door with a bookcase was a good idea? I did. Looking at his angry face, I don't even want to object. So why? You had some on Discord? Ah, I see. I'm gonna take a look-see. Damn, that looks good though. What the hell? I'm gonna have to like feed myself a lot after stream. Where did you even get that? Was that like homemade? It kind of looks like you made it at home, but at the same time, I could see that being bought from somewhere. So why? And how long did Mr. Fighter allow this? He didn't even notice anything. I, of course, know that he has problems with his memory, but this? No, it's fast food? I see. Must be pretty damn good then. This room disappeared with the astronomy club. But now it's time to come back. Now it's the time. We always had something to do here. Merope was telling her fortunes here, and in this dark room they were getting filled with a special atmosphere. Helios had private conversations with each of us. This place keeps many memories, smiles, tears, and warm words. Our club rewards were stored here. It's strange that they were storing proofs of their victories so far from others' eyes. Sometimes we came here just to chat far from the club's fuzz. A sad expression appeared on Evans and Clover's face. And do you miss those times? No. It was great, but the past can't be returned. So there's no use living in our memories. Everything is pretty good even now. She smiled and continued to clean actively. But for some reason, I don't believe her smile, her words. No matter what she says, everything in the UFO club is worse than the astronomy club. Each of them had a name of a distant star, and right here, I think they felt united with their so-loved space most of all. They had their own sun and their own constellations. Doesn't that mean to be a part of the universe? There's nothing like that in our club. We all are nothing but a bunch of students gathered by chance. How much do we look like stars? There's something in it, actually. Distant and isolated, just like them. What do we see looking into the faces of each other? Only that, what we decided for ourselves. Why was it difficult for those guys? Looking at the starry sky, they felt an unprecedented unity. Like each one of them is not just he, but a part of something bigger. A part of the club, a part of the universe, a part of space, locked in a little storage. They probably lived according to their own philosophy, where Helios was not just a sun, but a giant explosion, the catalyst of everything. He created their world, these endless expanses that, with an invisible thread, connected all the stars, all the club members. What do I do for the UFO club to get this unity? Well, I have never thought of it before. I haven't seen the true essence. Sure, even their structure wasn't perfect, as the head had left and everything just collapsed. Can I surpass him? I shuddered because somebody had just spoken right above my ear. I was thinking too deeply. I should stop. Now is not the time. Now is not the right time and place. What shall we do to the carpet? It should be cleaned. I'll take it. Don't worry. Great. Thank you, Evan. And besides, Kurt, you know what? I looked at her sly face and caught myself thinking that I can't even imagine what Clover is thinking about. I must have missed the biggest part of the conversation. What? Who knows? Maybe our treasures is hidden right here. The planetarium, I mean. Right. All these discoveries completely undermined all the thoughts about the planetarium. It can really be here. You're right. Let's better look for it. I began examining the stuff left on the shelves. Actually, it's pretty empty here. So, what do we have here? A stack of papers, mugs. Mugs? How many times? We have lots of them in the club already. Was it so hard for the astronomy club members to take away their dishes? We surely should get rid of them, but it can wait. Empty jars, tools, a roller, and 2 buckets of paint. Correction, 2 empty buckets of paint. Why were they left here? Throw it out immediately. On the bottom shelf, there was quite a big-sized box. If the planetarium is in this room, then only here. I opened the lid and the contents didn't please me. 6 plates, forks, spoons, mugs. Mugs again. Napkins, tablecloth, 3 knives, 3 empty containers. Not a single planetarium. I closed the picnic set and sighed heavily. It's nowhere. I'm so sorry. I really thought it was here. Even I succumbed to her enthusiasm and believed that it was here. Sure, everything can't be so easy. I have another idea. What do you think? Could Kevin take the planetarium? Todd mentioned him. Kevin himself could be not enough frank with me. What's he got to do with this? Todd said that if anybody knows about it, then it's surely Kevin. Yeah? Strange. I wondered why he decided so. What? So Todd was just wrong? In Todd's opinion, Kevin was the right-hand man of your former head. We had no deputy. It probably sounds weird as the club was pretty big, but the head did all the work. Now, of course, everyone voluntarily helped to the best of their abilities, but it's not the same at all. Now, I don't think Kevin helped more than the others. Although maybe just I don't know something. What can you tell me about Kevin? What's he like? You were in one club after all. And understanding him better than me for sure. Kevin is very organized, calm, responsible about everything. Nice guy. Oh right, you are quite similar. You mean me and Kevin? Yeah. You could have become friends. We are similar? Is she serious? It's not like that at all. With his attitude towards me, we can't become friends. Even having a conversation for more than a few minutes is pretty hard. Bad idea. Don't be shy. What's shyness got to do with it? Well, Evan, you talk. You got along well before. So now that's interesting. Evan and Kevin were close friends? You mentioned everything right. He's responsible, calm, quiet, friendly. Friendly? Well, maybe Kevin just doesn't like Kurt, you know? Maybe it's one of those things where they're both so similar that they don't mesh, you know? It's like the opposite of, like, you know how, like, they say, like, oh, opposites attract? Well, this is like the opposite of that. Because they're both the same, they both just hate each other. Or maybe Kevin just sees Kurt as a replacement, and maybe that's why he doesn't like him. You know, that kind of makes sense now that I think about it. Ever so slightly makes sense. Maybe, right? Friendly. Are you sure we're talking about Kevin? Although if Kevin had no problems with my family, then maybe he would be more than pleasant in conversation. Oh yeah, there's also that. I kind of forgot about the fact that their like families kind of have beef because Kurt's parents, I think, sort of kind of got Kevin's parents fired from something. They worked in like similar fields because Kurt's parents are doctors, and I think Kevin's parents are also doctors. So, someone like him couldn't steal the planetarium. Someone like what? Oh, The best word is vindictive. You know, unfriendly. Vindictive or unfriendly? You know what? I'm flipping a coin. Heads or tails? Let's see what it lands on, and that'll be what we choose. Oh, there goes my coin. Well, let me get that. I'm never good at catching this thing. Let's try that again. It's been a while. Well, heads. It landed on heads, so the best word is vindictive. Could he take the planetarium to spite somebody? Because of holding a grudge or something like that? Oh, why would you think he's like that? I looked at their faces. Their brows are furrowed warily, which makes their expressions serious, but without any bad intentions. They are really immersed in the conversation and want to hear my answer. There's no reason to hide this information from my friends, because Kevin treats me like that. He's cold just because he holds a grudge against me. Maybe not even against me. Then against who? She pulled her hand to her mouth and almost started chewing on her nails. I stopped her in time. Take your hands off your mouth. You'll get parasites. What's parasites? Don't get distracted. Tell us. I'll tell you. Just take the hands out. The thing is that there's some tension between our families. Our parents are doctors and they used to work for a few years together in one clinic. At some point, his parents did something illegal. My father never told me what exactly, but I think that's not important now. Because of that, Kevin's parents were fired. Your dad told the boss about what happened? Of course. It's not the sphere where violations can be tolerated, even the smallest. So what? Then they were put in jail? No, they just lost their license. Is that good? What good? It's not really better to lose the license than to lose freedom. So Kevin holds a grudge because your parents did so? Yes. In some way I can understand how he thinks but after all, he's wrong. First of all, his parents paid for their own mistakes. My family is not to blame. Secondly, even if they were to blame, I'm not them. And he's not his parents. That's not our problem. We don't have to solve it. I hadn't known anything about it. Poor Kevin. How could she conclude from what I have told that Kevin is a victim here? Oh, Clover. And if Kevin is so mad at me, then maybe he's mad at somebody from the club too and has decided to take the planetarium. What do you think? Even if Vega has taken the planetarium, then surely not to spite somebody, but for good. Vega, huh? So that's Kevin's star name, Vega. Interesting. I don't think he would like it if we brought it up. What's the good of this? Wait, how did you call him? Vega? I'm talking about Kevin. He wouldn't take anything from the club to spite somebody. Even Kevin had a star name. Although, of course, he had strange to doubt it. He was one of them, after all. I wonder what Vega is notable for. Okay, would he do it not to spite somebody? Evan looked thoughtfully, and Clover repeated after him. However, she quickly got bored. Cool if Kevin has the planetarium and your search will be over. I wouldn't say it's cool, but if it's over, I'll be calm. But if it's not? If the planetarium is lost long ago and it cannot be found? I hate unfinished business. I will be dissatisfied with my work, but there's something else. If it's not found, then it will occupy my thoughts, although even in that case my searches weren't useless. Thanks to them I managed to improve my relationships with Todd. That's what I haven't even imagined. And not only with him, I think we all became closer. So even if we don't find a planetarium, everything will be fine anyway. You know how to talk ears off. It's not a reason to abandon the search. But anyway, you're right. Even if it's not found, I already got something instead. And those happy faces I saw yesterday on the roof, and Todd with tears in his eyes, but happy, it all will stay in my memory for a long time. It will give me the power to move forward. And if it doesn't work out with Kevin, I'm thinking about finding Helios. That's what you surely shouldn't do. Why? If you can't settle your relationship, then we can. And so for the whole year, don't interrupt me. But it was you who interrupted me. Boys, don't quarrel. We aren't quarreling. I want to say that we aren't sitting idly by. We know where he's now. And after what happened yesterday, we decided that it's very time to see him. Todd is ready. Maybe he was ready much earlier, but you were afraid to mention this topic even briefly. And the planetarium should be far from the first theme we wanted to talk about, but please, leave it to us. Wow, he said please to me. Certainly, my relations improved not only with Todd, but with the others as well. It's pretty late already. I must go. Too bad. We were sitting and keeping secrets so nicely, like in the bunker. Do you know what a bunker is? Sure. Do you think I'm really that silly? I know it's a storage, but take a look. Doesn't it seem like it? And if you turn on the lamp, then there will be a starry sky. Yeah, that's really what usually is seen in a bunker. Well, I'm leaving. Evan is just had enough. Bye, Evan. Don't forget to take the carpet. I guess I'll go home too. Okay, go. I have nothing to do here as well. We just need to do something with the bookcase. Why? It stands well anyway. How are you planning to explain to Mr. Fighter about the appearance of a new room? He won't even notice. The fact that her words seemed reasonable scares me the most. The day lasts unpleasantly long. Dinner is cooked, dishes are washed, the house is cleaned. I have no idea what to do. I must switch from studying mode to holidays mode. Oh wow, so hard for him. I guess he is the studious type, so not having a set amount of tasks to do in the day is rough for our boy. If only I could be like that. Would make life a little easier, for sure. The heat is unbearable. Or am I running a temperature? I think they mean, is he getting a fever? Temperature is alright. I think nothing can help me better than a cold shower. That's better. I sat on the couch and, with the corner of my eye, I noticed my phone flashing. Did my parents call me? Oh, that's just Romano. Alright, Romano. I totally forgot to return his phone. Strange that he didn't write me earlier. I have no idea how he could have survived the whole day without his iPhone. You want an apartment like that? I'm pretty sure this is just a house. Not even an apartment, it's just straight up a house. Where did these people live? I think it was like LA. Straight up just LA. Which is surprising. Yeah, same thing. Sure, a house and an apartment. Same thing. I mean, there have been... now that I think about it, what do you call those, like... Because they're not apartments, but like townhouses, I think they're called. Like the weird like buildings that you like are kind of like in half, and like half the building is like one person's thing, the other half is another person's thing, but they sort of look like one house. I think they call them townhouses, if I remember correctly. I guess those may also be kind of apartments. A condo? Maybe? Let me actually check. Condo. That's not how you spell condo. Condo. Definition. A condominium, okay. One of the dwelling units of a condominium. Okay, a condo, short blah blah blah, is an individual-owned residential unit within a larger complex. I guess so, yeah. So like a condo. Yeah. Let me get some water in my throat. Hello, Kurt. I urgently need something from my phone. Help me out. Long story short, open XXS folder. There you'll find 3 more folders. I need to open the first one and send me all the photos with 1543 in the end of their names. There are about 20 of them. Where's the folder? Memory card. My files. Yeah, I see. See, you can be smart sometimes. Sometimes. But maybe not all the times. Yeah. YOLO, what? I speak the truth. You can't be mad at me for speaking the truth. Yeah, I see. I have attached the necessary pictures. Apparently, something about school. Thank you. Well, what do you think about meeting in 2 hours at the waterfront near the Cat City? You'll give me the phone and I'll buy you something tasty. Alright, just don't be late. Deal, but if anything, wait for me. I won't be able to make a call and ask to wait. Fine, but within reasonable limits. If you'll be an hour late again. I already asked you to forget about that case. Well, hold on now. I'll arrive early, so don't be late yourself. Coming at the appointed time is not the same as being late, even if you will come earlier. Don't be tedious. I'll see you in 2 hours at the waterfront. How to occupy myself before the meeting. I need to close the folders for the beginning. How can I do that? Surely not like on my phone. There's even no button for that. Maybe that way? No, I'm in the next folder. Some audio files. They don't look like music. They're only dates. Okay, maybe it will close that way? Hi, Doc. Missed again. I accidentally opened the recording. Apparently it's Romano's voice. Hello, Romano. I'm glad to see you. Yes, I correctly identified it's Roma. Oh no, we're snooping. We're accidentally snooping. Did you decide what you wanted to tell me about today? Yes, I think... The second voice sounds familiar, but I can't understand who it belongs to. I want to tell you about him. A man, sure. It's on the surface. His voice is calm, but Romano sounds unusually serious. As you know, I haven't undergone the move to Los Angeles well. Besides, my grandma got really sick at the time. I was devastated and didn't understand what to want and what to do. Didn't you want to befriend someone from the new school? It would help you get used to the city, to the new city and let everything go. A shiver ran down my spine and reached my very neck. I did not. Why not? This recording surely wasn't meant for my ears. The blood pounded in my temples. Nobody would understand me, and I couldn't focus on anything. I raised my finger over the pause button, involuntarily hesitating before making the decision. It would be better if I stop it right now. All the time I was haunted by a feeling that I was in a vacuum. I shouldn't interfere with his personal life in such a brazen way. On the other side, if everything was so clear, I would press the button... I would press the stop button long ago. I don't want to play. I don't want to walk, I don't want to eat. I didn't want to take pictures. I want to know what's happening with him. Is it idle curiosity or what? I mean... Yikes. This is a tough one. I mean, it would be nice to, not, listen to it because that is Romano's, private therapy session stuff. I don't even know why that would be recorded. Maybe they were like talking over the phone or something. But at the same time, I'm curious. I'm kind of curious about stuff. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna snoop. Hear the rest of the file. Only when I was looking at the old photos from a time this void retreated for a while, and I could feel my heart aching. We are noisy. We are indeed nosy. My finger is still above the button, and I can stop the recording at any time. Nathan, I don't even remember how we met. I think at Pete's sport match, he sat next to me. Who's Nathan? Someone from our school? I don't remember what we were talking about. We went to the same school, but he was 1 year older. He knew very much about Canada, spoke French and Italian with me, although he had never been to neither France nor to Italy. Why did I say Italy like that? And that's you. Well, hold on to your horses. we don't know what's going on between Romano and Nathan, so maybe hold on that. It seemed like he knew everything. It was back in Canada before Romano moved us to Los Angeles. An awesome young man. I didn't have to look for a friend, he found me himself. Not much really existed for me back then, but the will to live definitely woke up inside of me. Then I thought that there was nothing but our friendship. It was something private, something closed, something secret, something that belonged only to us. I involuntarily held my breath. Our secret lair was expanding a bit. We brought there everything that was important to us and shared it for two. On my birthday, he gave me a ferret, Forge, living, soft, and warm, and I gave him a collected works of Dumas he wanted so much. Uncle Roy, Nate, and I together put up wallpapers that with the landscape I once took in Canada. We were very similar. He lost part of his family too, his mother and sister. It happened even before my parents died, and I shuddered. My throat is dry. I should have turned off this recording before. I encroached on something innermost, something so personal that Romano himself would hardly tell me. I knew nothing about his family, but now I see. It can't be clearer. He lost his parents and friends of his family, the Waynes, adopted Roma. I can barely imagine what he was feeling and what he is feeling now. At school, he wasn't really friendly to his classmates and peers, but he always was honest and open with me. You became very close. Did that make you feel better? I listened to every word, afraid to miss any detail. Yes, sure. I studied wonderfully, made many pictures, and the classmates began to reach out to me. Did your world become wide enough to let in anybody else? No, I mean, not really. I liked everything. The guys started conversations with me themselves, and I was answering them. They were friendly and kind. Nate must have thought that I was abandoning him, that I didn't need him anymore, although I think in his heart he understood that it wasn't so. And at some point, he just stopped answering my messages, calls. He tried not to look at me in the hallways, and it seemed that he just crossed me off his painting of the world overnight. A silence followed. The silence lasted longer than the interlocutor answered. Preemptive strike. What? He was afraid that you'd leave him alone, and he did it first, in advance. I heard the typical sound of discontent. Romano unknowingly clicked his tongue. Yeah, and it started all over again. But it became much worse. I couldn't focus on anything. Pills didn't help. The only place where I felt good was in my room, where I can at the same time look at the hot beach of Los Angeles and the icy heath of Canada. Did the vacuum return too? Yeah, but now it didn't envelop me, taking everything. It was empty, and in the emptiness my bitterness dissolved. Did you try to talk to him? Sure. For a moment his voice became loud and emotional, the one that I got used to hearing. But at once it returned to a calm, unnaturally indifferent tone. But there weren't enough troubles, and in a few months of my isolation, grandmother died. Grandpa and I were left completely alone, you see. I came to school that day. I didn't know who else I should go to. I found him and blurted out everything. I expected him to comfort me, that he would have at least one kind word. What did he say? This crone finally died. Farewell, problems. That's what he said. I don't know what reasons Nathan had to leave Romano alone, but I can try to understand that. Yet nothing justifies those words. He was a friend of some idiot. Such an unfunny story I told you, right? And now there's this like weird random fly flying around. That's gonna annoy me. Thanks for interrupting my reading, random insect. Yeah, my time is up, Doc. Thank you for listening. And now everything is way different. No problem, Romano. I'm always glad to see you. I hope you and your friends... The audio file was interrupted, not letting me learn the end of their talk. Sitting a bit in silence, I remembered the second voice. I've heard it only a few times, but I don't think I'm wrong. It belongs to our school psychologist. If I didn't meet him together with Roma, I could hardly tie it together. Roma consults with him. Then why did he lie to me when I asked about the meeting? And why is he keeping these records? Unlikely for the psychologist, he's able to record the conversation himself. Looking at Romano, it's impossible to suggest that he's feeling bad. He always smiles and talks, always ready to come to help despite needing it himself. I looked at the folder. Pretty many files. How long have they been meeting? Why didn't Roma tell us anything? Was he afraid that we wouldn't support, wouldn't understand, or... Sure, he didn't tell only me. Seth knows. Only I'm still ignorant of that. I must tell Romano that I found his records. It wouldn't be fair to say nothing and pretend that nothing has happened. I arrived at the venue a bit earlier than the appointed time. Students and adults that go to the beach are continually walking on the embankment. The figure I need wasn't among them. I clutched the phone harder. Minutes lasted so long that I regretted my early morning. Where did I get the word morning from? My early arrival. The waiting was so unbearable I began counting passerbys. 1, 2, 4, 7. You're here already. Oh man. I went early, but you came first anyway. I was startled by surprise. I haven't noticed him coming at all. Here's your phone. I gave him the phone, warmed by my hand. Thank you, Kurt. He held the phone to his cheek and made such a happy face like this phone was the most precious thing he had. Don't you want to take a small walk? Well, let's go. We walked along the paved embankment. I'm like a squirrel in a wheel today. You know, I didn't want to go to the club today, but the curator called me. He needed me so much that he called the house. We get house calls only on holidays. At first, I didn't understand what was that annoying sound. It turned out that my picture suited them. The curator said that his friend, the editor, would like to see me. Despite the fatigue, he is talking enthusiastically, actively gesticulating at the same time. I was in a real photo shoot studio. We talked much, and I was even allowed to make some pictures of a model. That's just for practice, of course. I was given much advice. I'm not sure that I remembered everything. It was so cool. And yeah, my photos will surely be in the magazine. That's cool. You did a great job. I clapped him on the shoulder and he awkwardly scratched his head. I think Romano was embarrassed by my words, although I didn't try to flatter him at all. Complimented me. Wow. So nice. By the way, you remember swearing at me? Then in school scolded me for a cigarette? Of course I do. Aren't you going to keep doing that? No, I'm not. It's harmful and, in general, last century. I have a better idea. Romano held up his index finger, like asking me to wait, and searched in his bag. A moment later, in his hands, there was... What was that? Ta-da! Look, how cool it is. I turned a strange device in my hand. So, what is it? A vape! Not a gram of nicotine, but tons of pleasure. Well, how do you like it, Kurt? Not a vape. This man is just trying to get his hands on anything. First it was the damn catnip-like freaking substance, and now, then it was him trying to smoke a cigarette. A little fiend. Roma is just a little bit of a fiend. Yeah, he took the vape back and inhaled it. The device sizzled deftly, flashing different colors. Romano breathed out, spreading clouds of steam around. Air got filled with the spicy smell of coconut. I would not describe coconut as spicy, but sure. Looks suspicious. Oh, come on. It's only a flavor, propylene glycol and glycerin. Want to inhale it? I'll pass, thanks. I've heard about this stuff from Seth and Roma, but I don't know if it's really safe. Doesn't look better than cigarettes, only the smell is nicer. I shall read about this on the net. He's so proper in the way he thinks about, like, words as well. I shall read about this in the net. Like, who says that? Who thinks that? Who says the net? Nobody but Kurt, apparently. Well, never mind. So, how was your day? Nothing special. Although there's something I must tell you about. Yeah, sounds interesting. Tell me. I don't think you'll like this. I accidentally found a folder with records on your phone and opened one of them. Yeah, accidentally found and opened sounds not really plausible, but that's how it was. You visit a psychologist, right? Romano's face didn't twitch. He just keeps smiling. Got me, huh? I didn't think somebody would get in this folder. When I noticed you with Mr. Jones, you said that you meet only because you were making pictures for him. Well, that's true. It's just not the whole truth. I don't want you to worry. Is there a reason? Romano stopped smiling, his eyebrows furrowed, and he looked at me a bit stupefied. I mean, you visit him for a reason, right? I feel insecure lately, but I feel better already. Do you? Yeah, everything's fine. He awkwardly scratched his head and smiled. And looks like he has no desire to tell me the details. Do we push it? I don't know. I mean, we could. We could, but I don't know if that's rude, you know? I don't want to be rude. But otherwise, if we don't push, then it kind of seems that we don't care. I don't know. I don't know what to do here. I don't know. To be fair, I've never been in this kind of situation either, so there is that. We haven't pushed on anything else, to be fair as well. Just you know, fuck it. But I won't leave him alone so easily. That won't do. What? Your answer won't do. Not accepted. I got into not my business, but I'm not going back. Sorry for that. tell me what's bothering you. Maybe you'll feel better. Can't say for certain, but that probably definitely exists. Are you so curious? Yes. I mean, not really. I don't think that's just curiosity. Right now, I really worry for him. Tell you about the psychologist, huh? He looked around like he was afraid that somebody could hear us. Of course we will be heard, but I don't think somebody will stop to get into our conversation. I got to him for some time already. You know, it bears fruit. No, I go to him for some time already, and you know, it bears fruit. It became much easier for me to understand my own thoughts. Usually I just tell him about what happened over the past week. Sometimes when I'm in the right mood, well, you know, melancholic, I speak about something that happened in the past. Something that made me worry much, or something that was usual and boring. Mr. Jones always waits for me to think further and helps me to direct this thought. He doesn't give ready-made solutions, but helps to get them. And that's amazing. Sometimes I think that it would be nice to go to study psychology. I like to meet new people, learn more, help, inspire, although my heart is already occupied with photography. Do you think my heart is big enough for another hobby? He playfully winked at me. I don't think your heart can contain in itself something but blood, but you personally can cover really giant amounts of interests. We're completely different here. You can fly between different topics like a hummingbird, while I can only focus on one thing. But you always get to the very core. He patted me on the shoulder friendly. It must be a compliment, but sorry, like the bug got on the screen and I just got distracted again. He patted me on the shoulder friendly. It must be a compliment, but I wonderfully know that Romano himself can deeply study the things he's interested in. Even collecting Pokemons, one would be bored, but not he. So, from the outside, you don't look like you need a psychologist. You look so cheerful. That's because I'm really cheerful. Romano blinded me with his snow white smile. I can be sad and dreary. Sometimes I feel very bad, but it's not about life. It's about my perception. And apathy attacks me more often lately. About that. What recording did you listen to? He wearily looked into my eyes, trying to read in them something only he understands. The latest. Oh, I think it was unpleasant to listen to all that. I wouldn't say it was unpleasant. I rather wasn't prepared for that. Sorry. In my defense, I can say that all these recordings were never meant to be listened to by anyone. I think I was telling him about my old school, about the move. Typical thoughts, torments of a guy that doesn't know where his place is. He laughs, awkwardly hiding his uncertainty, so awkwardly that even I notice that. Are you thinking about this even now? About if you have a place? Yes, you're right. It's hard for me to understand you because I've never thought about that. And I always had a landmark. I had no need. I've always known where my place is. My life task is to raise my bar higher and higher. I was born in a family of great surgeons, and most likely I'd continue their business. Romano is not constrained by anything. That's great. I always feel like I'm a tumbleweed rolling somewhere on a hunch, not having an idea about where I'll get carried. It always was so, but I felt some support before. Custody. I knew that in case of something, I could always ask questions, and I would surely receive answers. I mean, there is no custody of me now, too. There is a custody of me now, too. Remember the story I told you next to the campfire? Italy, Agropoli, night walk with father, holiday by the sea. I was 8 back then, and I could say that life was really happy. But in the fall, everything became not so rosy. My father was a police sergeant, and he often went to the capital in business with my mom. Well, I think you understand how it happens. Some reckless driver, high speed, dangerous stretch of highway, four-car tumble. Mom and Dad weren't lucky at all. Or maybe they were. Everything ended fast. They didn't have to feel pains for a long time. His face didn't change at all, like he got used to telling this tragic story. However, my face surely contorted with an unpleasant surprise. I don't have a single idea how to answer that. Should I say anything at all? They didn't take me so I wouldn't miss school, although I really wanted to go with them. Such news made my grandma fall ill, and only Grandpa could come to the funeral. Of course, there were many friends of the family, including Uncle Roy. I could have been sent to the orphanage, but Grandpa and Uncle Roy arranged everything. The Waynes took me in. How does it feel to lose almost a whole family? Romano was just a child back then. How's he getting over it now? I know nothing about it. For me, who came from an ordinary full family, that all is like another reality. More cruel and unfair. Even though Roma experienced that, I've never seen him complaining. Are the Waynes friends of the family? Did they adopt you? Why didn't the grandparents take you in? I didn't know that adoption is possible when there's alive and prosperous relatives. They're citizens of the other country. Solving this problem would have taken crazy money, which Granddad, who lost his son and had a sick wife, of course, didn't have. And I wasn't adopted. The Waynes have become my custodians. That's a bit different. After parents' deaths, he had to move to, although familiar, but nonetheless a foster family. What's that sad expression? In fact, the Waynes are cool guys. Sure, otherwise Dad won't be their friends. Back then, they were raising their own business. It was slowly looking up, so we moved to a wonderful giant apartment not far from the sea at once. And now every morning I can see the beach. Of course, I felt awfully bad. Grandpa visited me sometimes. Roy helped to pay for the flights. I felt a bit easier later when I made a friend. Was it a friend Romano mentioned in his sessions? Nathan? Friend. His name was Nathan? How? Right. You've heard. Yes, Nathan. The very guy that betrayed Romano. Romano searched in his pocket, took out the phone, and after doing something with the case, took a piece of paper from under it. It was dense, glossy, so the conclusion that it's a photo was undeniable. Romano turned the sheet in his hand without changing his face and gave it to me. The photo that is kept in his phone case. Why am I not even surprised? Do you always carry his photo with you? Turns out this guy really meant much for Roma. Of course not. I'm not this sentimental. It just could be lost in the album, and after the session I put it into the case. And forgot to take it out. Usually this picture lies with all the others in my shelf. I accepted the picture and began looking at it. And the photo was ripped in half. There were at least 4 creases with tears that somebody tried but wasn't determined enough to finally tear up. 2 maroon coal eyes, cheeky and sullen, shaded with long bangs of whitish white color, were looking at me from the picture. The guy in the photo isn't older than 15. He looks strong and self-confident. On the ear and temple there were thin stripes of a scar, most likely received in one day. One of his hands was behind the screen and apparently held the Polaroid in which the photo was taken, and the second was hidden behind the ragged edge. On the very edge, on the border of the tear, there were weightless white feathers. Some that I would see if I blah, 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 looked up on my friend. I heard that he had done a bad thing to you when you needed him more than ever. Why do you still keep his photo? Well, even those who hurt us a lot sometimes remain dear to us against against our better judgment. I know what kind of man he is and what he did. I can't justify it anyhow, but I know that Nate was wonderful. And he was with me when I felt really bad, and it gave me power to get over everything that happened after. He says that he can't justify him, but as a result, that's what he's doing. Do you still communicate? If you heard it, then I guess you understand that he doesn't want to know me. After that time, I haven't seen and talked to him. He raised his voice a little. This theme still bothers him. And what if he shows up in your life again? Would you forgive him at once? Hard to say. We were too close for it to pass without a trace, but it can't just return to normal. This requires a serious conversation. That doesn't promise a good outcome at all. It means he wants to return everything? I don't like it. Oh, to return to everything. I don't like it. Nathan has already shown himself. He acted like not a friend at all. And if he appears on the horizon, I won't let him offend you. My knight. Romano tremulously puts the palms to his chest. Why can't I read? Puts his palms to his chest and tenderly sighed, pretending to be a damsel in distress. I rolled my eyes, and for some reason, Roma considered it as a sign to action. He comes closer and impetuously hugged me, tightly, collapsing me in his arms. Stop. Faye, more like gay. What? Yuki. Hi, Yuki. Yolotl, more like Holotl. Here we go again. Not the Holotl. Ay, ay, ay. How are you doing, Yuki? How's your day been? This gives me the opportunity to kind of stretch. Let me pick up my mic and just kind of stand up a bit. There we go. How's everything, Yuki? How are you doing? You slept? That's good. Sleep is always nice, lovely, pleasant. Did you eat anything? Because I know sometimes you decide not to do that. And it's still, well, it is probably nighttime over there now that I think about it. Get yourself at least some water. I know you need it. I know you need it, okay? No talking back to me about that. But hopefully everything else is fine, you know? You're missing, you just walked in on Kurt getting hugged. And Kurt's just like, no. He's just like, stop. Your head feels like it has pressure inside of it. Oh no. A lot? Why? Did you like... Maybe you should drink water. Like, you could be a little dehydrated. That might be it. You ate once? Once is not enough. Trust me. Maybe eat another time, even if it's a little bit, okay? Even if it's a little, even if it's just a little snack. It'll help out, I promise. Your brain is a big and needy muscle, okay? Is it a muscle? Basically. It's a little bit of mass and flesh that it requires a lot. So you gotta give in a little. Strong as hell. Who's the knight here? He hugged me again, and for a few moments froze like that, plopping his head on my shoulder. I could hear his strange snuffle. Thank you, my hero. He reluctantly let me go. Like he's saying thanks seriously. Is he saying thanks seriously or keeping fooling around? I don't know what I mean. Keeps fooling around. I was serious. So was I. With you guys, nobody will dare to offend me. You got an old school alarm clock and you're going crazy because it ticks quietly but ticks all the time and fast. Well, that's how old alarm clocks work. They gotta like go tick tick because they're timed, right? They're Isn't that just like a normal clock? It's a normal clock, but you just can set it to ring at a certain time. What did I ask before? I didn't ask anything. I just made the request that you consume a little something. That's not asking, that's more of a request. No eating? No, you got to. Why do you think your head is hurting, you ding dong? You ate once, yes, and you gotta eat again. Otherwise, your brain is gonna be like, oh, I'm lacking nutrition. I'm lacking nutrition. That's why your brain is like, bleh. Once is enough. Ay, 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 Yuki. You worry me sometimes, you know that? You worry me sometimes. If you say so, Yuki. Brain only checks if you're hungry by checking blood sugar. Well, it it still needs to be fed, okay? I know I'm right about that. I incredulously squinted at him. He lets others offend him 2 times already. He'll need to be washed. And what was after? After I finally lost connection to Nathan, I dropped out of school and everything went wrong again. Moreover, my grandmother passed away. On that trip, our Agropoli didn't seem like a fabulous place for me. It felt like I lost my pink glasses. Within 3 years, the city lost all its colors and became completely gray. It doesn't make your head go burr. Well, I mean, then why is your head pounding, you know? Like, then why is it pounding? It's gotta be something regarding your nutrition, because, you know, human bodies are like that. I couldn't focus on anything, studied bad, and just went with the flow. Then I decided that I wanted to be homeschooled. Where were you homeschooled? I blurted it out before I could even think about it. Of course he was homeschooled, he just told me that. It simply was too unexpected. Yeah. It was too hard to communicate with classmates for me. I thought that I couldn't live for myself. I dissolved in people around and didn't get anything in return. I didn't understand at all what was I and if I was at all. Roma, whose life is communication, tried to keep out by his own will. It's completely different from the way he acts now. Maybe because of the lack of attention he became so active. As the first time we met at school, he was pretty timid. For 2 years, I've been visiting the psychologist, drinking pills, and somehow building a bridge over this stream of life. And you can guess what happened next. I transferred to our school, decided that I was feeling better, and here I am. Oh, he's sad. I knew I'd overload you. Now everything is pretty okay. You don't have to worry. And even though you say so, but you went to the psychologist again. Did something happen? Maybe Grandpa fell ill too? If so, then Roma may be left completely alone. Bitch boy story. Shush, you meanie. You big meanie. Don't say that about Romano. Okay, he's a sweet boy. He's a sweet boy who deserves everything. And nothing happened. I mean, nothing extraordinary. I'm just a bit tired. I felt insecure. Psychology, no work like that. He a pussy. Oh, shush. We weren't even here for most of the conversation we've had with Romano, so you can't even make a conclusion. Shut up. Phew, good that it's not about the grandfather. But right now I'm full of energy, and that's because you and Seth are always near. Glad to hear that. But I didn't think you have problems with friends. There's always somebody around you, and in any company, you'll always come into the forefront. That's not really friendship. More like buddyship. It was even more bitching. Okay, sure. And what unites you and me is much stronger. At least in my part, that's exactly how it is. I never doubted that Romano likes to spend time with me and Seth, but hearing the direct confirmation turned out to be surprisingly nice. He smiled warmly and looked in my eyes with interest like he was waiting for an answer. And what do you think? Be honest. About what? Are you sure you're listening to me? He jokingly pushed me in the shoulder. And do you consider me your friend? A real one? Sure. Otherwise, would I stand you so long? You know me, I won't lie. Stand? Yeah, that's the indicator of a true love. He laughed. I think now he's really okay. It cannot be but rejoice. I didn't even notice us coming to such a private place. Okay, why are these waves kinda loud though? We've been here quite recently, remember? Of course, I remember. My memory is okay. As soon as I finished the phrase, I immediately remembered that I had forgotten about Roma's phone in the morning. But I remembered this place well. We three, a tent, a campfire, a sound of waves, cooling sand, rare cries of seagulls. It's very beautiful here. I'm glad I've been here with you two. He said these words absolutely calmly, but I was overcome by an odd feeling of rising anxiety. You'll spend at least 2 years in this beauty. There'll be many more... Damn, words. There'll be many moments like that. I said that uncertainly, like I was trying to convince myself. Sure, so much is waiting for us. Time to get advancing. His sonorous voice flashed over the endless ocean. Romano stretched himself, and slightly squinting began to rumple my hair. Don't. Did Seth bite you? What a bad habit. Aha! You know, you have a very soft hair. I want to stroke it so much. I want to stroke it so much is such an odd thing to say. Don't say it. What you were doing is not stroking at all. But don't stroke me as well. Is that casual? Do friends just casually say they want to stroke each other's hair? I don't know. Maybe it's because my hair is not beautiful and luscious enough. How much water do I have? Not a lot. Fresh. I freed myself from his arms and fixed my hair as much as it was possible after such a tremendous attack. Or turbulence. Did I say... No, treacherous. I was wrong on both occasions. How did I read that as tremendous and then I think it's something else and it's like a third different word? Thank you. For what? For the proverbial head? For the provided head? What? Provided a head. Okay. This game was made by a girl. Girls tell each other they want to braid or touch each other's hair. Well, I think there was one girl in the involvement. I did check the credits thing once. I think it was like maybe two dudes and one gal. I don't know. Actually, I can't remember. I'll check the credits later. Ha, for it too. But in fact, I meant this evening. Thank you for listening to me. We are friends after all. Yeah, friends. Friends. He savored this word a few more times and then felt silent. We were standing side by side watching the waves, and I don't remember spending so much time alone with Romano. And I'll surely remember this time. I paced the room trying to find an adequate activity. It's time to go to bed already, but I think I've forgotten something. Some thought is hanging in my head, but not on the surface, somewhere in the depth of my consciousness. What is it? Did I miss something? Maybe it will remember itself at the worst possible time. My eyes were wandering over the room and stopped on the heavy book. Yes, right. I wanted to learn more about Vega. I put the book on the knees. I put the book on my knees and found the right page. Here it is. The star that was given to the star that has given its name to Kevin. So let's take a look. Vega is an alpha of Lyra, the brightest star in the constellation, the fifth brightest star of the night sky, and the second of the northern hemisphere. Vega, sometimes called by astronomers the most important star after the Sun, currently is the most studied star of the night. Vega was the first star after the Sun that was photographed, and also the first star which radiation spectrum was identified. Vega, for a long time, attracted attention of ancient people that endowed it with mythological abilities. In one of the most beautiful tales that are very popular in the Far East, Vega appears to be a sky goddess, a princess that fell in love with an usual man that is represented by Altair in the sky. Altair? Altair? Like the fucking Assassin's Creed guy? Altair. Learning about that, father of Vega gets mad and prohibits her from seeing the mere mortal. In the sky, Vega and Altair? I don't know if it's Altair or just Altair. Altair are separated with the stripe of the Milky Way, a wide and impossible sky river. Only once a year, on the 7th night of the 7th moon, thousands of magpies from a bridge of their dancing wings over the Milky Way and the lovers reunite. Well, I don't really want to imagine Kevin as a princess in love, especially if they had some Altair. Brr. In my opinion, this name would suit elegant Merope, maybe, or better. In Greek mythology, Lyra, the native constellation of Vega, is the harp that legendary musician Orpheus played. They say that when Orpheus played this harp, neither god nor mortal could tear themselves from this music. Very true, I was there. Does Kevin have to do anything with music? No idea. The name of the star has Arabic roots and means the falling eagle. Unlike ancient Greeks, Arabs saw a falling to the horizon bird of prey in the constellation of Lyra, and Vega, as the brightest star of this constellation, was called the same way as the whole constellation. Okay, that's a mistranslation. I don't know what they mean there. I closed the book and put it back on the table. Todd said that Kevin was important in the club. Maybe that's why he was given a name of such a bright star, and I just don't see other options. Maybe I'm looking for a meaning where it just wasn't implied. I don't know what was happening in the mind of the head of the astronomy club when he was giving the names. I won't be surprised if he just named the stars that were first to come to mind. I aired the flat and it became a bit less stuffy. Another yawn notified me that it was time to get ready for bed. What's that? Such an annoying sound. I think it's my phone. Is it morning already? I hardly opened my eyes. Dark like the night. I groped the phone and pulled it. That is it, right? Night. A missed call from Seth. Did something happen? I wanted to dial his number, but the phone brightened with the incoming call again. Seth? Good night, Kirk. What's up? Nothing. I just got lonely. Want to talk? Want to take a walk? It's night. You woke me up. Sorry. But anyway, what's gotten into his head? Wake me up and takes me outside. If you want, you could come over. You can come to me, but we'll go to bed at once. I don't want to sit at home. Walls are depressing me. Let's go for a walk? It's cool, right? Calm, not hot, stars above the head. I could hardly suppress the yawn. I terribly want to sleep. Why did Seth suddenly become so capricious? I don't know how to say that one. Capricious. He used to think about me and didn't neglect my natural needs. You know what? Fine. Let's go for a walk. I don't want to go anywhere at all. But Seth acts weird. Maybe something was happening and he simply doesn't want to discuss it over the phone. Okay, I give up. Just give me some time. Hey? Did you fall asleep? If so, then you'll be in trouble tomorrow. Woke me up for no reason. No, I didn't expect you to agree. Then why did you call me? Great. Let's meet on the embankment in half an hour, in the usual place. Don't put the phone too far away. Okay, waiting for you. I hung up and sluggishly stretched myself. I wanted to watch up with icy water or I'll be surely walking half asleep. So, did he say waiting for you? Is he there already? Bro is just having one of those man moments, I guess. Where you just decide you're just gonna go on a walk for no discernible reason in the middle of the night. I managed to get there earlier than I planned, but Seth was already on the spot. He's standing like he's hiding in the shadow of the palm, although there's no need. The sun disappeared behind the horizon long ago. I'm here, he waved to me and sparingly smiled. I can see that. Tell me. Tell you what. Why did you call me at such a time? Did something happen? Depends on your point of view. He wondered and turned sharply. Then he went towards the water. I was just a little lonely. I sighed heavily and trudged after my friend. He's lonely, you see. If you sleep at night instead of messing up, then bad thoughts won't come into your head. The only fact that pleases me is that I don't have to go anywhere tomorrow. I can make the alarm clock ring a few hours later. I came up to Seth. Then I glanced at him interestedly. He's not happy, but I don't think he's sad as well. We walked, leaving a string of uneven traces behind us. Waves calmly caressed the shore. We went further, so far that the light of the street lamps seemed less and less like it was a sign that all the city hustle was left behind. I'm ready to listen to Seth, but I think he's not going to say anything. He's getting less lonely only because someone is near? I heard a quiet chuckle. What? He shook his head, like saying, never mind. I just remembered something. Finish already. I remembered the expression of your face when we first met. Damn. I can feel my face turning red. There's nothing funny in it. Well, I'm not laughing. He pronounced it without hiding another chuckle. Why did you remember that at all? Well, look around. So I did. I think I understand. Night, beach, only you and I? Just like back then. Not at all. We were in the absolutely different part of town, and not far from the station. Although back then I thought that I had gone far, far away. Now we met much further. Why is he thinking about that at all? I would forget it. I would forget it with pleasure. These memories make me feel horrible shame. We met about 10 years ago. We both turned out to be on the beach completely alone. Although, no. Seth wasn't alone. I was the one who excelled. It was awfully stupid. It was the first and the last time I ran away from home. Back then, I was a terrible egoist and didn't understand why my parents were always at work. Oh no, he threw a tantrum. I was left with babysitters and I especially behaved abominably for them to quit sooner. I thought they were to blame that my parents weren't at home. Everything was like I had planned. The girls quit one by one, but to my regret, there always were new ones. Once I decided that it was enough. I was tired of them. If I leave the house, there will be no foolish ladies. I waited for the babysitter to fall asleep and slipped out the door. Now I understand how dangerous it is for children to walk on the street alone, but back then I felt some proudness. It was like a brave action that is worthy of a real man. I walked from the streets to the very beach. I don't understand why no passerby stopped me. I walked further and further till the city vanished out of my sight. After walking for about an hour, although back then it seemed like ages, I got very tired and hungry. I thought that it was time to stop being a hero. It was time to go back home. I turned around and realized that I didn't know where to go. I walked, but the landscape didn't change at all. That was really scary. I thought I died at that beach alone. Tears came on their own. I still remember how hot they were. And then someone called me. I thought I was mistaken, but I heard the voice again. I looked back and saw a figure nearby. It was a child, like me, but with silver hair that was shining in the moonlight. He stretched out his hand to me. I got scared. I thought that it was an angel that came from heaven to take me away. To take me with him. I burst into tears and now he got scared. Despite me being all in tears and not only in them, this angel came up and hugged me, patted me on the head. He was warm and real. I managed to calm down in his hands. Sure, it's not some divine messenger. It was a child that saw me from the station. He ran away from his parents to see if I was alright. The adults came to us. When the adults came to us, I learned the name of my savior. They scolded Seth for being so far alone. Aw, I think this is like the only time we'll ever see him crying. It's like, Kurt crying? No, impossible. That's not a thing. Later, they drove me to my house, woke the babysitter up, made her call my parents and tell them about everything. They came home and scolded me endlessly. The babysitter got much more than I did. I was put to sleep, but I couldn't sleep till the very morning. I heard my mother crying somewhere downstairs. I didn't have enough courage to go down and calm her. The next day, everything was like I had wished. Mother stayed with me. But looking at her red eyes, I understood what a stupid thing I did. After that, I stopped acting so selfishly. I don't know what would have happened if Seth didn't find me, but now I feel so ashamed. He saw me when I had gone soft. Of course, I was just a child, but it doesn't make things easier. Well, I've never seen him crying, and I don't really want to. It would just be honest. Not a soul around. Quiet, only waves slowly hit the shore and go back. Even seagulls have left this place, leaving us alone. Each of us is in our own thoughts. What are you thinking about? I can't read anything on your face. Now let's go in. Seth beckoned me to follow him, and I didn't say anything for or against. I took off my shoes and followed him. The water is surprisingly warm. Bumping into something, I belatedly realized that he had stopped. Well, how do you like it? He pointed to at the horizon where the sea meets the sky. Beautiful? Why does it sound like a question? He grinned, then glanced at me worryingly. Are you cold? Not really. Walking out of the house for some reason, I forgot to take the light jacket. And of course, summer nights aren't so cold, but it's always windy next to the water. Seth took off his hoodie, which still kept the warmth of his body, and came up to me to put it on. I took a deep breath and involuntarily smiled. His clothes smelled very good. Everything's fine, keep it. I'm not cold at all, but you must be. So, refuse is not accepted. Rose said, you're putting it on. Did I look like I was cold? Not until the next moment he gave me the hoodie, I didn't even understand that I was shivering a little. Sometimes Seth understands me better than I do myself. I've heard Seth sighing heavily. No matter what he says, he can't fool me. Something is happening with him. It's not in his nature to fall into melancholy and mope for so long. So, what's happening with you after all? Everything's fine with me. I can see that's not it. I can see that it's not. Got me. Maybe not fine. Oh, this is the the first time I think we've been given more than one like potential. Not what am I saying? This is the first time we've gotten more than like 2 options in like a choice. And you know what? This is gonna be a cliffhanger because it is the end of stream for me. Haha. We'll continue this the next time around because I need to eat and I am very hungry. So, let's see. I don't know if anybody that I am following is streaming. So I shall simply bid thee farewell. I hope you all have a great rest of your mornings, afternoons, evenings, and nights, wherever and whenever you are. May the gods bless you. May the stars shine in your honor. And I shall see you tomorrow, perhaps. Okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye!